offsides again really quick. We're going to start talking about throw-ins. So if someone's throwing in the ball over here on the side and we have our goalie, remember if the yellow is, oops, got this reversed, on offense and we are on defense with yellow, you always want to be on goal side of this player. So we always want to make sure goal side. So if they're running, we're running with them on goal side. You really want to be close. You don't want to be this far away. Get closer. Now, if for some reason you're like this goal side of the player and they throw the ball over here and they beat you and go, that's actually onsides. It is not offsides. So you have to be careful with that. If the player was here and then they threw the ball in, that is offside. So as long as the player is behind the left defender and then it's kicked from this person or thrown from this person as it's going, they then can move forward and it is not offside. So on defense, you got to be really careful. Give yourself some room because that actually happened in our scrimmage yesterday. And we had to just make sure that kid was actually offsides because he started here. But it's okay. Just make sure that you're on goal side. And when they throw it, no, don't be like flat on your feet. You got to be on your toes because they're going to start running and you want to make sure you stay goal side of them. Also on a corner kick, if we're on a corner kick, the ball starts here. So there is no offsides, but sometimes there can be offsides. So if you shoot a corner kick up here and he gets it, and then he comes here and all the defense is here and then he passes to him, he is actually offsides because he's past last defender. But when we are doing corner kicks, do not try to get someone offsides because normally we're here. I don't want you to think about it. I just want you to make sure on corner kicks, you are always marking up goal side. We're going to talk about how we say terms like I got a man, got two, need help. These are things you need to say on the field to make sure that we're marking everyone on the field. But you always want to make sure you are goal side. And again, when you're coming down the field, if this guy's here and passes, that is offsides because when he left the foot, the ball left the foot, he was behind the last defender. So that is offsides. If he was right here and the ball left his foot and he's on this side of the defender and then all of a sudden he runs, that's actually onside. Okay, it's when the ball leaves the player's foot, as long as he's on this side of the defense, he's onside and then he can run. Okay, so that's offsides. We're going to also talk about trapping the ball with your body. You're going to see a little video. Also, make sure you're on goal side. And last game, we did a really good job of our passing forward, passing back, and then passing through. So remember, in the game, if you ever have the ball and you're really heavily being marked, if you are wide open behind him, say pass back, and we're going to go over that in just a minute. So let's just say the ball is over here and you have this guy right here. So it's a 3-on-2 and then this guy's coming down too. So you could say need help. So that is a big one, is need help. So when you need help, you need to call for help. You say like help and you say got two, like if you have two players, and then you can tell someone when they drop in, take that guy. So really you need to talk on defense. So a lot of times I'll say got two, need help. So that's important. And then if you are marking this guy here and he switches, he's going across with the ball, he gets the pass, and this guy's going to wrap around, you might yell to each other, switch. So you switch players. Okay. You have to communicate that you are switching players. So that's switch. Otherwise, the both of you are going to follow the ball, and then this guy's going to be open and they're going to pass to him. So you say switch players. So the next thing we'll talk about is if you have the ball and we're going down the field and you now are going to have 3 men on you and you're trying to use all your soccer skills to get past them, it's not going to work. You can say man on, or you could say, sorry, you got me, drop support. So the support person is your drop pass, which would be here, and then you can run up and they can kick it up to them. So you could drop the ball back to them, run up and kick it down the field. So a lot of times the word I would call in the game is I'll say, you got me, like got me, drop, pass, got me, drop ball, or drop pass, or got me back. You can say any kind of word to let them know you're open to pass back. You can even say pass back, so they know you're there. When we use the term down the line, so if you had the ball and he's yelling down the line, that means this is the line. You want to kick the ball down the line. So if you get the ball and then all of a sudden these players are coming, he says down the line, that means you know that that man's going down the line. So kick it down the line. If we are at a corner kick, or if you're bringing it down the field, let's say now it's red, we're on offense. Red is bringing the ball down the field here, and all of a sudden you have two men, and these three guys are coming down. You can yell cross. Cross means you're going to cross the ball across, and hopefully they'll get it and shoot. So that would be cross. So that is another word we use, saying cross the ball, cross the ball. And you could always say switch fields. When you say the word switch fields, it might mean that, hey, all the defense is over here, and look, all the offense, we're wide open. Switch the field. That means knock it over to the other side, and then they'll bring it down. And hopefully these defense will all go this way, and then you can pass it back to this guy coming down here. Okay, so that's called switch fields. The next thing is when a person gets the ball, so let's say this guy gets the ball, and we passed it to him. So this guy passed it to him. He gets it here. He has not turned around. He's going to try to score the goal this way. All of a sudden, defense comes right on his back. You can say man on. So man on is our next term. So what that means is there are men right behind you. So don't try to turn and beat them because you're just going to get hit. So when you say man on, this person will know that there's defense on their back. So what they might do is either then pass it back to this person and then kick it down the field, or they'll look for someone on the side without turning with the ball. Because if you turn with the ball, you're going to get hit. So you yell man on, man on. So they know that there's someone on the back of you. Now, if they're like this and this guy's frantic and you think he's going to just like kick it down, you're going to say time. What that means is you got time, no need to kick it. So like you can yell at him, you got time, because all these defense are back here, so you know you can turn the ball and he has time. Or if a defender, this happens a lot in the game, if our defense gets the ball and they're still up there, you can pass it to them so you don't get sucked up, but why don't you just bring the ball down and you go with him? Because eventually if you do that, this guy's going to come and attack you, and then he's open. If you pass it to him down here, he's not really being pressured. So if you're not being pressured, why not take the ball further up and let this guy go up and get a long ball, make this guy come, draw him down, and then you can kick it up. So again, that main thing is if you get the ball and nobody's pressuring you, no defense is on you, they're not like this on you, you can yell, you got time, don't worry, you got time. You say got time. So again, we had some terms that we used, switch, for if you switch players. When you're on defense, if you're switching players, or if you're trying to switch the fields, like you're trying to say, clear to the other side, we're open, and who's got man, like need help. So if you are on defense, let's say the yellow's on defense, and you have it like this, and this guy's over here, you're saying, I got two, help, help. And this guy will come in and help. And then also saying down the line. So when a defense gets it, you're like, kick it down the line, kick it down the line. And then support. So if this guy gets the ball from the defender and he goes to turn, you can say, you got me back, drop ball, support, and he can drop it back to him and kick it down the field. So those are like the big things. You really need to talk on the field, especially in defense, because I want to hear you constantly yelling. And the goalkeeper can see the field really well. So the goalie can say, guys, there's a man open. Mark up. Two men down here. Yell a number. Say 3 guys open, because sometimes people will look and they'll see all of our team down there like, oh, they got him. Yell 2 men open. Drop now. And that means for them to drop down. And maybe you need to call for midfield to come back. But strikers always stay up top, okay? Remember, strikers, you stay up top, because if we all crowd down here to help out and then we kick the ball out, no one's going to get the ball up the field. So we need our strikers to stay up. So that's kind of some lingo that we talk about on the field. All right, so here are some things for trapping. So take a look at this with Mia Hamm.
Mia's ability to take the ball out of the air and trap it against the ground gives her precious time and space against the world's best defenders. Here, Mia demonstrates good body angles in order to trap the ball against the ground. It is important for young players to practice these skills with confidence, as their influence in game time is enormous. In slow motion, we look at Mia's constant footwork to get into line. Select the surface early and trap the ball against the ground. From above, we see Mia getting into line and relaxing her body. She takes an extra touch with her upper body and traps the ball to move away with her second touch.
I'm going to fast forward it to the next little parts here.
With them in order for them to get prepared in terms of getting the line.
Yeah, I think be active. Be light on your feet, okay? So as the ball comes in, prepare our body. We get our shoulders over it, our hips over it, and our hips are moving the direction we want to take the ball, okay? A lot of the times, some of us lean backwards. We're trying to trap it this way, and the only problem is we can't move forward, and our body's not behind the ball. So we want to keep our shoulders and our body over the ball, comes in, and move with our trap, okay? Keep the ground. The ball in my trap goes up, you can get right back down onto it by getting your shoulders over the ball. So even if you mistouch it and the ball pops up, I can get my shoulders now back over it and get the ball down onto the ground using my tool.
One of these three tips to improve your ability to receive a ball out of the air. First, get into line with the ball and select the surface early. Second, relax and bring the ball under control by trapping it against the ground. And third, when receiving a pass out of the air, don't be afraid to use your chest and thigh on the first touch, and then trap the ball to bring it under control. When working on this circle drill, focus on controlling the ball quickly and preparing it to escape in any direction.
With the ball and he's slowly cushioning it onto his feet. Now, as this ball's coming down, if you just demonstrate what you're looking at, because he's trying to trap the ball there. So he's stopping it to the ground, using the ground to stop the ball. So if we just go through it again, you're seeing the principle of what we're looking for. Now you just see it, and there. So notice he's got nice soft feet. It's important that when you control the ball, you're nice and soft with the ball with your feet. And there you go, it's taking before it hits the ground now, using the laces, nice soft feet, and using it just to cushion the ball down. Now you can do that, we showed you with the inside of the foot, we showed you with the top of the foot, now you can do it with the outside of his foot. Outside of the foot, yeah, so you should the outside of your right foot. So he's come down, and there you go, he's taking it on, just taking the pressure. Notice he's just dropping it onto the side where he wants it. But the most important thing is he's getting in line. He's watching the ball all the way onto his foot, and there you go. That's a perfect